Hey there, good afternoon and welcome to Prog Monster. My name is Murph, I'm the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock, hard rock, heavy metal, and other forms of music as well. So today, this is our This Week on the channel. This is episode 6. I'll be talking about the stuff we're going to be doing this week. It's going to be a bit of a mild week. I think I'm only going to be doing 5 videos. I was planning on doing my album Cage Match, but I have something coming on Saturday, which is when I want to do it, but it's going to be possibly conflicting, so I decided that I'm not going to do it until the following Saturday, which has no conflicts, and that seems to be the best way to go about it. Okay, so basically what this video is about is just telling you what's coming up on the channel for the week. So our normal shows will all be represented here, and a possibility of maybe something else coming up, but I think it's just going to be a small week. Okay, so this week, the first episode that will come out, other than this one, will come out on Monday, and that's the Monday look back at a classic rock album. For this week, it is going to be Pink Floyd's Atom Heart Mother. An album that's been on my playlist now for over 6 months, and I've become somewhat familiar with it. Definitely has reached the rank of number 2, possibly a number 1. For those of you who don't know how I rank, basically an album can reach number 2 if it's a good album fairly quickly. Can only reach number 1 status if it's got at least a year behind it, and then can reach a master status if it's got to have about 5 years behind it, approximately. I don't have a set rule on it, but that's pretty much what it is. The reason I do it so long is because some albums start out like gangbusters and you really like them a lot, and then at some point they just, for some reason, lose it and they just drift off into oblivion and never come back. I've had a few albums do that, but I don't anticipate that happening with this album because it's Pink Floyd. They tend to get, the thing with Pink Floyd is they usually start out slow and then gradually build and keep getting stronger and stronger. And that's been my experience with the other 2 Pink Floyd albums that I owned and listened to a lot. The first one was Dark Side of the Moon, which is retro backtrack for 1 second. Pink Floyd is one of those bands. Pink Floyd, Jethro Tull, those are the 2 that come to mind right now, and I'll just use them as the example. Both of them had songs that I heard or records that I heard that kind of turned me off in the day. Now, you have to remember I was young then. I was not even 20, and I would make instant judgments about something based on one thing and dismiss it. It's something I regret now, but in hindsight, I did that with a lot of different music, but these are the 2 that I'm going to use as an example. Pink Floyd had the album The Wall came out. I heard it too much. People went on about it too much. I wasn't a big fan of it. There was 2 or 3 songs on it I liked, Comfortably Numb and Run Like Hell, and Mother, I think, were the 3 that I liked. And then I just didn't care for the rest of the album, and as a consequence, I thought, oh, Floyd's going to be like this. I'm not bothering with them. That lasted 20 years until I found Dark Side of the Moon at a yard sale one day for $1, and that relaunched Pink Floyd for me. The album I like quite a bit, and then Animals came and made them grow even bigger, and then this album, which has been probably the 3rd one that I've listened to the most now. I did listen to The Wall quite a bit, but I'm not going to give The Wall too much attention here. Okay, so then the other albums I've now since purchased that are waiting their turn is the other one that's a live one, which is the Nebworth, which is already on my playlist, and Wish You Were Here, which I got it for $1, so I'm happy with that. It's an album that, despite never having owned it or listened to it in its entirety, I'm familiar with almost everything on it because it gets so much airplay because it's such a magnificent album. I suspect that it will one day rise to the top of the heap here. The other album, Metal, which I've heard a couple tracks on that I like a lot, so that'll probably get a lot. And then I did recently get the Division Bell, which I liked. I listened to it once, I liked it, so I'm suspecting that Pink Floyd is going to continue to rise and eventually make this a group of more than 8. So anyways, for this week, we're doing Atom Heart Mother, an album that I will discuss when we get to it. That's going to be the Monday night look back at a classic rock album for this week. Wednesday's favorites. Okay, I recently had done, as people know, last week I did Simon and Garfunkel, a duo that I quite like, and I was influenced by them a little bit because of the Beatles. And then somebody pointed out that they'd like me to do a top 10 Beatles, and I thought, what if I've already done a top 10 Beatles? And I went back and looked, and to my surprise, I hadn't done one. I was sure I did. I even went through the videos stack playlist about 6 times just to make sure I wasn't messing up. I looked other places too. Apparently I don't have a Beatles top 10, which is a surprise to me. So that will be the top 10 for this week. And I thank the person who brought it to my attention. And so, yeah, I got to have a top 10 Beatles. Easily, there's more than enough material here to do a top 10. So we'll do that for sure. Wednesday night, top 10 Beatles songs. And then Friday Night Live, I'm holding off on that one for the present. I do have a couple of thoughts about it, but I'm on my way to Encore, a place I like to go to for my albums, and I may find a live album there that I really would like to do for the show, so I'm going to hold off on that one until I actually go there. I'm going out after this video. And then the Saturday morning music other than rock, the show that's been moved from Sunday to Saturday morning. Music other than rock. Last week we did the Andrews Sisters. I enjoyed that a lot. Top 10 for them. This week we're going to do a country western artist. Now I know some of you have heard that I hate country western and I hate rap. And for the vast majority, that is true. There isn't very much rap I like at all. Very little. However, there are 1 or 2 people I do like. I'm not going to mention them now because I may do something with them at some point. And there's even less country western people I like. There's a couple. And we're going to do the one that I really like. I like him. I don't know what it is about his voice. It's very twangy. He's like the quintessential country western artist that I can't stand, but for some reason that I cannot explain, especially when he was played so much in my home, which is the reason why I don't like country western, is because they played it so much and it drove me mental. But for some reason, he maintained a kind of status with me. It's almost a legendary status. I almost think of him as being otherworldly. And we're talking about Hank Williams, of course. I think he's the greatest country western star of all time, and that's saying a lot from somebody who can't stand country western music. For something about his voice and his songs and his mannerism that resonate with me. Now, I don't listen to him too often, but I do have a couple of his discs, so we'll be doing a Hank Williams. That'll be our music other than rock for the week. And for those of you who detest country music as I do, I apologize for this, but for those of you who like Hank Williams, this is your chance. And so we're going to be doing some Hank Williams this week. Okay, as I said, we were going to do the album Cage Match. I wanted to do it this Saturday coming, but there's a very real potential for a conflict, so I decided to put it off till the following week when there will be no conflicts at all. However, for the people who are interested to know, this will be a battle between 2 albums that I find are have some things in common here. I won't get into it too much, but the two albums that I've chosen are from my two favorite bands, Rush and Yes. And the Rush album came out in 1978. Yes, Hemispheres, the album that pushed them to their limit. And the other album came out in 1975, also pushed Yes to the limit, and that's Relayer. And there's a lot in common with these albums. I'll get into it when we do the Battle of the Band. I don't want to spoil everything. Just that those are going to be the two albums. 1978's Rush's Hemispheres, and 1975 Yes's Relayer. So I hope you can come for that show, which will take place, I don't even know what today is. I think, 13th, so I think that'll be the 27th. Saturday the 27th. If I got the date wrong, please let me know. Anyways, that's going to be and that's a live stream. I'll be doing a live stream of not Battle of the Bands. I don't know why I always want to say that. That's just something you used to get from Q107 in the day. So this will be a battle of cage match between these two albums, Relayer and Hemispheres, by two favorite bands actually. So hopefully that'll be fun and exciting to do, and some people can join me. I think the first episode was kind of... Oh, that was the other thing, just so I don't forget. The first episode I did at noon, which doesn't really fit in too well with some of the people I have. So I'm going to try to do this one at 5 p.m. in the afternoon on the Saturday Eastern Standard Time, so that some people at the Fringe can actually get involved with it if they wish to. So I think that's it. Pretty much that's it. I think Monday night look back at a classic album will be Atomic Heart Mothers by Pink Floyd. Wednesday night favorites will be the Beatles' top 10 songs for me. Friday night live will be an album as yet determined based on what I buy or don't buy today. Saturday music other than rock will be Hank Williams. Sorry, drew in a blank there for a second. And then that's it for this week. There won't be anything outside of that. There's no one-offs or anything like that scheduled yet. That might occur, but it probably won't. So this week is going to be a bit of a small week. I've got lots of stuff going on, so I'd rather concentrate on these 4 videos than worry about adding stuff on at the last minute. Okay, so I hope you enjoy this. If you do, please like and subscribe. It's much appreciated. Happy to be involved doing this. This looks like some good stuff I've chosen for the week to do. I hope that you will appreciate it and like it as well, and subscribe. And have a great day. Prog Monster out.